What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Miguel. You're watching Miguel EDC, the channel where we talk everything EDC gear. Here today we're taking a look at the Wolf Jack at the Jack Wolf. This is the Venom Jack right here. Let me go ahead and open it for you guys to take a look. This is a traditional modern slip joint from Jack Wolf knives. If you don't know anything about Jack Wolf by now, basically the scoop is that they specialize in making traditional slip joint knives for the most part, and they put the premium materials on them, so you can expect them to be very, very elegant, very modern with very high-end materials. This one, for example, has the M390 steel going on, and it does have titanium bolsters with micarta inlays. So an awesome, very sweet piece right here. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna talk the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything else in between, right? All the feedback I was able to compile on this knife after carrying it for some time. I did unbox this knife some time ago in the channel, depending on when I edit and upload it. Obviously, by the time you're seeing this review, the unboxing is already live in the channel. If you haven't seen that, definitely check it out after this video. Shout out to Kevin, aka Lefty EDC, for the opportunity. I did get this knife via his knife pass around, and it is my first experience with Jack Wolf knives, right? I've been seeing Jack Wolf knives for quite some time in the IG, in the Instagram, and also I've seen a couple of lives with Ben Belkin. He is the owner of Jack Wolf knives. I saw a live with Lefty EDC himself, and I also saw a live with Tim School of Fish and Uncommon EDC recently as well. So that was very, very insightful. As of recently, I have been on a slip joint journey, if you will, right? Understanding slip joints, what they are all about, right? Why do people still love and carry slip joints? And just trying to fully understand that a little bit more. And the truth is, I have been getting sucked in. All right, I'm kind of going down the rabbit hole. We did check a few other slip joints here in the channel as well. The Lake Champlain Barlow from Traditional Pocket Knives, the Tuya Blackbeard V2 as well. And now this is, you know, one of many other slip joints that we have checked out. But this one is beautiful. This one has like a specific touch to it that definitely gives it the Jack Wolf personality. We're gonna get into it as we go. Of course, this knife and every other knife will be linked down below. I do believe these are out of stock on Blade HQ right now as we speak, and I did check the Jack Wolf website, which I'm not affiliated with, by the way, so maybe in the future I will, but these are out of stock on the Jack Wolf website also. So I'll try to link where these are available if I can down in the description. This knife and every other knife that you see in this video will be linked down below. Some of those links are affiliate links, which help out the channel if you make a purchase to them, but that is entirely up to you. So with the knife, you actually get this nice leather slip right here. This one is Jack Wolf branded. It says Jack Wolf Knives right there with their Wolf logo going on. Nice stitching all around. So this one comes with the knife. So again, check out that unboxing video if you haven't. It also comes in a nice aluminum can. It kind of looks like a tin can, and there's some goodies in there as well that come as part of that whole unboxing experience. So that's pretty neat, right? It's pretty neat because the idea with a slip joint on like a modern folder is you don't have a pocket clip. As a matter of fact, some slip joints are actually now featuring a pocket clip, but you know, the traditional way that, you know, slip joints were made, right, they didn't have a pocket clip, and so they would be carried in some sort of slip, right? This leather one right here is finished really, really well. Love the quality on it. It's like really spot on. And so also enjoyed carrying this knife quite a bit as a secondary knife, right? I would have this one in my pocket, and then whatever folder, modern folder, will be clipped in my pocket as well, which is nice. Kind of got that idea from Duty's daggers, right? If you haven't seen his video on what he carries, he's a welder, so he kind of did a video breaking down everything he does, everything he carries, and I, you know, kind of sort of borrowed that idea of carrying a folder, modern folder, along with a slip joint on the daily. So that was fun. Okay, so let's sort of get things started here. Before I keep rambling on, let's just get some structure, get some order going. So the overall length on this one is going to be a little bit shy of 7 inches. It's going to be more like 6.8. The blade is about 3.2, 3.15. The cutting itself is about 2.75. That's the cutting distance there, right? And the overall handle is going to be around 3.79, 3.8, right? Around so, right? So that's your overall length right there. Let's just do some comparisons here with, I don't have the other slip joints that I had here recently, so we'll just do the typical, the PM2, the Para 3. So as you can see, for the most part, slip joints tend to be a little bit shorter than, you know, modern folders, from what I've noticed, with the exception of that Lake Barlin Chaplo, with the exception of that Lake Champlain Barlow from traditional pocket knives. That one was a little bigger one. This is the Demko AD 20.5 here, and the Shark's Foot blade. This one is a clip point blade. All right, take a look there for yourself. So slightly shorter than those two. Rat Model 1 right here, and Rat Model 2. So actually pretty comparable to the Rat Model 2, if anything, although still a little bit shorter. And the CJRB Pyrite and the Civivi Vision FG, right? Two very popular knives from last year, right? Some of the best budget folders, modern folders you can buy. And as you can see, the Venom jack right here is a tad bit shorter than both of those. Again, this is just to give you a ballpark idea where this guy lands, you know, size and all. Let's do a quick carry profile. Let's just do thickness against a few here. So the PM2 is going to be a little bit thicker, and the Rat Model 1 is going to be a little bit thicker. It's probably going to be more so Demko AD 20.5 territory, if anything. You guys take a look there for yourself. Length and height in the pocket. All right, what's interesting about this one is the blade does stick out quite a bit. This is going to be very beneficial for being able to do the, you know, pinch grip. This one does have a nail nick on one side only, so you could use the nail nick, but honestly, because of how much the blade sticks out from the handle, you can just do a pinch grip and pull it that way. So we'll get to the walk and talk here in just a second. I just want to show you that, you know, length and height there. Obviously, it's going to look pretty narrow compared to some other wider knives. It is shorter, as a matter of fact. And truthfully, what it really comes down to, it's going to be the overall size of your slip, right? Because this guy is going to go in the slip, right? The slip is made specifically so that it gives it just the right amount of tension, so it doesn't just fly off, but also it's not super tight, and you can just do the little squeeze, make it drop like that. Okay, so that's nice. So if anything, in the pocket is going to feel this wide. Rarely would you or anybody carry a slip joint without a slip in most cases. So, you know, we'll just do Pyrite and the FG, right? Vision FG there for comparison. So ultimately, yes, once it is inside of the slip, it is going to be a little bit wider, but you know, again, that's pretty bearable because it's actually pretty comfortable, right? The corners are nice and rounded and everything. So again, really good job. Shout out to Jack Wolf with their slips. They are really, really nice. So going back to the action on this one, so we have, again, unlike a modern folder where you could combine many different deployment options with a slip joint, you typically only have the two-hand opener, right? And that is just something that Ben Belkin typically preaches quite a bit, right? The idea of slowing down in life a little bit, right? And just, you know, taking the time to enjoy a knife by using both of your hands to open it, to close it, and so on. Obviously, with a modern folder, you could just open a knife with one hand, and it's a faster, quicker action. With a traditional slip joint, you do have to take the time to use both hands to get it open and close. So let's talk walk and talk on this one, right? Walk and talk is pretty good. I'm gonna shut up now so you can hear some acoustics on this one. So yeah, walk and talk is really nice. You have a hot stop and a full stop. That's about, I'm learning more and more about slip joints as time goes. So bear with me, I'm not a slip joint guru or anything by any means, but I'm slowly learning more and more as I get more and more exposed to them. This one is rocking a mean, and I mean mean, hollow ground, bell satin finish. That is just a gorgeous recipe right there. This thing looks really, really nice on the aesthetics department. Man, hollow ground is one of my all-time favorite grounds on a knife, and bell satin finish is one of my all-time favorite finishes on a knife. And you got that combination going on here. This one is a Warncliffe, have a little bit of a swedge up top here for proportionality, which is nice. The steel on this one is M390, so M390 steel going on, premium steel, of course, for a premium knife like this one, which is nice. Again, titanium on the handles, and as you can see, right, it's pretty much titanium all the way through. Right, titanium all the way through with the micarta inserts on this one. Now there's many different variations. You have to check their website for that. They have fat carbon and carbon fiber and just a plethora of different inlays options available. They even have many different models too, right, which you definitely should check out. I believe they have the Little Bro jack, they have the Midnight jack. They're just thinking of a few models right off the top of my head, if anything. And so yeah, the micarta is really nice. Got a little bit of, you know, texture to it, which I can certainly feel as I'm running my fingers through it here. I gotta give it to Jack Wolf because the fit and finish on this thing, you would have to put this thing under a microscope, and even then, I don't know if you would be able to find any flaws. Right? That is how good this thing looks, really. Like, I'm just running my finger through it, nothing seems out of place. Everything is really nice and aligned the way it should, which is perfect, right? And it's also pretty lightweight, right? So if I weigh this one really quick just to get an idea, really good without the slip. It comes in at 2.5 ounces, which is not bad. If I toss it in the slip, it's going to be 3.1 ounces. So that is really good right there for the weight department, if you ask me. So not too heavy, especially if you're going to carry 2 knives. If you want to go for that modern folder and traditional slip joint approach carry that I was talking about earlier, right? That idea from Duty's daggers, that is certainly feasible with as light as this knife is indeed. Let's get a blade stock thickness on this bad boy. So it's actually not, I mean, it's your typical 0.12 inches, right, on the thickest part, but this thing gets insanely thin behind the edge. If I can get in here, let's see. Look at that, 0.01 behind the edge. And the good thing about this hollow grind is that it actually stays pretty thin for a huge portion until eventually it kind of thickens out about halfway through, which is nice. It is a full, right, full hollow ground all the way through. So it's not like it stops halfway or anything like that. The hollow ground continues all the way to the top, which is wonderful. Ergonomics on this knife, I have average hands, not the biggest, not the smallest of hands. This one has, I believe, what they call the trapper pattern. So that means that as you grip it, right, it does get significantly thicker here towards the butt area. Everybody likes a thick butt. Anyways, that being said, yes, obviously this is going to be in your hand. This is not going to go anywhere when you are bearing down on it. This is my hammer grip right here. I can get all 4 fingers. Again, average size hands here, right? No forward choke option. And of course, you know, if you really push on the blade, you can get some movement there. But again, that's what the experience is with the slip joint. You really wouldn't do that. Pinch grip or utility cuts on this thing is going to be amazing. You can get some draw cuts, some utility cuts going very, very well. Reverse grip, it's going to feel good. And the great thing about slip joints is that they are so sharp. I have experienced some of the sharpest knives that I've put under this camera lens here being slip joints, more than other $300 to $400 to $500 knives that I have checked out here in the channel. So that has a lot to say for itself. The back spring goes all the way through here up onto about the middle of the back right here, and it provides a good amount of tension, right? Good amount of tension to the blade itself, right? For again that half stop, there it is right there in action, and then that full close. Pinch pull here, this is more like a 6 to 7, 6.5 maybe, right? On average 6 to 7 on the pull, which is good. You can get this thing open, deployed in no time, put it back in your pocket in no time, right? Which is nice. The one thing that does drive me insane that I still haven't gotten used to is, you know, my blade itself having fingerprints all the time. And it's sort of inevitable, right? That's just something that you have to, I guess at some point I'm hoping I get over, is, you know, having fingerprints on my blades. There's just no other way around it. Whereas on a folder, you know, you can deploy a knife in many different ways without even touching the blade. With a slip joint, you have no choice but to use your greasy, sweaty paws and just pinch and open it that way. So again, you know, give me some grace. I'm working through that. There are my fingerprints right there, right off the bat. Just something that I have to get used to, really, if anything. But let me do a quick hardware check here, really quick on this bad boy. My tools, as usual, are highly recommendable and linked down below. This one looks pretty big. So it's at a T10 in the pivot. It certainly looks like a T10. T15 would be too big. So yeah, props to them for big pivot hardware. It's not captive, so it is T10 on both sides. And I want to say T8. All right, perfect. Good job there, Jack Wolf. T8 on the body screws. Those micarta inserts are T8. Very nice. So yeah, we got the big hardware, which is good. It checks that box, which is nice. This is a premium knife, right? Premium knife with premium materials. Also comes in at a premium price. So these are out of stock right now, at least from everywhere else that I'm seeing. Of course, I'm going to link them down below. So chances are, depending in the future, how far in the future you're seeing this, they might be in stock. So certainly worth checking those links. But price range goes all the way from around $275. And that would be for the micarta versions, whether you get black micarta or this brown micarta. Or if you want to get carbon fiber, there's different types of carbon fiber, fat carbon, valley, Mars Valley fat carbon, dark matter, gold carbon fiber, Damascus camo carbon fiber. So yeah, those options with carbon fiber are going to be around 300 bucks. So definitely, you know, a premium price for a premium knife, premium material. So that is certainly something worth considering. I want to say, me personally, I would highly recommend this knife. If I was considering buying a premium slip joint, you know, there's at least from what I've seen, right, there's some options out there, but Jack Wolf's just stands out above the crowd. If anything, if I was a little short on the budget, I would check out that Champlain Barlow from Traditional Pocket Knives, and that one I believe was around 200. It's a little bit larger, but again, you get M390 on this one. You also get an awesome, very unique walk and talk that simply comes from Jack Wolf knives. You can sort of tell it's a Jack Wolf knives just by the walk and talk alone. It's just very unique and specific to how well tuned their knives are. So yes, highly recommendable knife. I really can't fault this knife for anything. I couldn't find anything that was something I didn't like, something that perhaps was a con, right? They even give you a little bit of a cutout here so that your sharpening plunge grind is way back there, and you can get as many sharpens as you need to out of this knife without getting a smile, which is good. It does have my favorite blade geometry of all time, which is a Warncliffe. Love to see that all day, every day. And yeah, aside from that, this thing performs really good. Let's do a scientific paper cutting test, shall we? Here we go. So yeah, that knife goes in the paper really well. Check out that one swirl right there. Definitely makes some good swirls and full slices. Yeah, did I mention that these slip joints are no joke sharp? Because they sure are. Check this thing out in action. Go ahead and rate it in the comments on a scale from 1 through 10. How sharp is this thing? It can definitely do paper in its sleep. That's how sharp it is. So what about some everyday cardboard, right? So I have some everyday single wall cardboard pull-ups diaper box. And so when cutting cardboard, remember not to cut perpendicular like this, but at an angle. I'll tell you what, this hollow ground right here is going to put in some serious work. Check this out. I kind of sunk the corner there on that one a bit. But yeah, other than that, this thing will cut. Check that out. Yeah, this thing is crazy sharp, laser sharp. And also something that you have to keep in mind, this is not out of the box sharp. This thing has been making its rounds across lefty EDC's knife paths around here for quite some time. So got to give it credit, the fact that it has seen some use and abuse and still holding a pretty clean edge right there, pretty sharp edge, right? Pretty bitey, right? Definitely still has plenty of life left in it. Again, rate it in the comments from 1 through 10. How sharp is this guy? By the way, I found the story of Jack Wolf company here very interesting. Jack Wolf Belkin was actually the grandfather of Ben Belkin, and you know, if you want to pause the video, you certainly can read through the story here. It's pretty fascinating that Ben Belkin decided to start a company based off of what he saw his grandfather do during the time that he got to live with him, and you know, kind of use that as inspiration, that boyhood fascination that he grew up with towards knives, and turned that into a company. So yeah, check out the story here. It's pretty neat. Again, you know, pretty cool guy, Ben Belkin. I've seen some lives with different YouTubers here and there, right? Him answering questions, down to earth guy, and you know, just kind of makes you feel good to buy a knife from someone like that, someone who's in the community, who loves knives. Again, not all his knives are, let's say, you know, pocketless clip or traditional. I believe he has some modern flippers with front flippers and pocket clips, so you know, that's interesting, right? He's also testing the waters, right? Kind of diversifying the company portfolio quite a bit. But coming back to the Venom, right? Awesome, very first experience with my very first Jack Wolf knife. Highly recommend it. It's very likely that I might be picking up one for myself here as I kind of get my feet wet more and more with slip joints. Again, I love the idea of the dual carry, a slip joint and modern folder that I've been talking about throughout this video. Again, this guy will be linked down below. I don't guarantee availability because so far from what I've seen, it's sold out in a lot of places, but certainly worth checking out if you haven't already. It's just checking out Jack Wolf and what they have available as a whole as of the time you're watching this video. Highly recommended. company, right? Very premium, nice, and very premium materials and everything. Let me know what you want to know about the Venom down below in the comments. Let's hang out in the comment section. If there's anything that I missed out that I didn't cover during this review video, let me know down below. What questions do you want or need answers to? I'll be happy to check those. There's a chance Ben Belkins himself might be hanging out in the comments himself and maybe answer a question or two. I don't know. I've heard that he does that in other videos. Maybe he'll do that in this video too. We'll see. But that being said, guys, I really hope you have enjoyed this one. I certainly enjoyed carrying this knife. Again, shout out to Kevin, aka Lefty EDC, for the opportunity on this one. It has certainly been a blast. Go ahead and smash that like button if you haven't already. It really helps the YouTube algorithm get this video pushed to a larger audience. If you haven't yet subscribed, this will be a great time to subscribe to the channel. If you like knife and EDC content like this on a daily basis, I promise you it'll be worth coming back for more. If you want to support the channel a step further, there's a link for Patreon down below where you can support the channel for as little as $1 a month, or you can simply support the channel right here by becoming a channel member. You'll get access to exclusive perks. Thank you guys for making it to the very end. I really love and appreciate every single one of you. Chances are the unboxing for the Pulsar XL from Kunwu knives is available. If that's the case, I'm gonna put a video card for this knife unboxing right here for you guys to check that one next. Hope you guys have a wonderful, fantastic rest of your day. Appreciate you all, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.